If you work in procurement and you can't answer the question, what does your team deliver? You've got a problem. It's not because the value isn't there, it's because you're not measuring it. Today, in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 11 metrics that every procurement team should be tracking. And more importantly, I'm going to tell you why each one matters. I'm Tom Mills. I spent 25 years in procurement in both direct and indirect buying roles, and I now teach procurement professionals the skills that actually move careers forward. I put out content every week, videos like this, infographics, and don't forget to subscribe to my weekly newsletter called Procure Bites. It's the #1 independent procurement newsletter. If you're new here and you want practical procurement content that cuts through the noise, hit subscribe. And if you find this video useful, a like goes a long way in helping other people in procurement find it. Why metrics matter in procurement? Procurement gets judged on savings. I bet you get judged on savings as your primary target for the year. The problem with savings is it's only part of the story of what procurement delivers. Savings are a finance-driven metric, and yes, they might be the bread and butter of what we do, but in truth, if you're going to move procurement from tactical, strategic team and to be viewed well by the organization, you have to be delivering and reporting on far more than just savings. And teams that get a seat at the table are the ones that can prove value across the board through speed, compliance, risk, efficiency. So I'm going to give you the 11 metrics that give you that picture. Don't get me wrong, you don't have to track all 11 from day one, but you should at least know what each one tells you. And if you can weave in at least 3 or 4 into your reporting suite, you'll be going a long way to translating your true value to the organization. The first metric, approval times per function. This is how long each department takes to approve a contract. And why it matters, we all know that slow approvals kill procurement momentum, and most teams don't actually know which department is the bottleneck. So what you do with it, you identify the repeat offenders and have a direct conversation. Is it workload, process, or awareness? And here's the key point. Procurement often gets wrongly blamed for slow timelines when the delay is often sitting in another function entirely. And this metric proves it. This is a fundamental metric for giving true visibility of where the delays actually sit. Number 2, time to complete. So renewals versus new purchases. So what is this? It's how long a renewal takes compared to a brand new purchase. And why this matters? Renewals should be faster. If they're not, your process is broken somewhere. And what to do with it? Use the gap to find where the overcomplication is hiding. If a renewal is taking nearly as long as a new purchase, you're probably treating them the same way, and they're not the same thing. Number 3, industry specific and tiered vendor benchmarking. So what is this? Comparing your supplier choices, pricing and contract terms against businesses of a similar size in your sector. And this matters because without benchmarking, you don't actually know if you're getting a good deal. You just think you are. So use it to go back to suppliers with data, not just instinct. And the visibility of benchmarking data is so much easier now in the world of AI. This is one of the most underused metrics in procurement. Most teams benchmark internally, that typical thing of benchmarking year on year, looking at your costs today versus the costs last year. But the real insights come from external comparison. Number 4, spend under management, and this is a key one. What is it? The proportion of your company's total spend that actually goes through procurement. And this matters because spend outside procurement is spend that you can't control, negotiate, or optimize. So the higher the spend under management, the more compliance, the more efficiency, the more value. And here's what to do with it. Use it to make the case for procurement's involvement earlier in the process. If your procurement team only touches 40% of company spend, what's happening with the other 60%? Number 5, RFP turnaround times. RFP, request for proposal turnaround times. This is how long your full RFP process takes from preparation through to vendor selection. Typically, this can look like a 16-week process. So 2 weeks prep, 3 weeks vendor contact, 3 weeks of proposals, 4 weeks evaluation, 4 weeks of demos. Anything you can do to shorten and make that more efficient And again, there's lots of technology now that really reduces those lead times. It speeds up the process, it speeds up the efficiency. Slow RFPs actually cost you leverage. They cause frustration internally, and suppliers know if you're in no position to move fast. So map each stage, find out where time is being lost, find out what you can do to make them more efficient, and see what technology can do to help you there too. And speed in the RFP process isn't just about efficiency, it's actually a negotiation advantage. The faster you can move, the more options you keep open. Number 6, requests completed and time spent per request. So what it is, it's the volume of procurement requests completed each year and the average time each one takes. So it matters because it tracks whether your team's capacity matches demand and whether you're getting faster or slower over time. You can use it to spot when your team has hit capacity or when a new initiative has actually improved speed. This is your team's workload story. If requests are going up and time per request isn't coming down, something needs to change, either headcount or process, and you can use this to really make the argument internally for improved or increased headcount or improvements in terms of processes that you need to make. Number 7, requests outstanding, and this is the percentage of requests that are open past their deadline. It could be on time versus overdue. So why it matters, it tells you how reliable and efficient your procurement process actually is. Use it if you've got overdue requests are consistently high, and then dig into why. Is it internal bottlenecks? Is it supplier delays or under-resourcing? And this is the metric your stakeholders care about the most. Even if they don't call it out, they just know procurement is slow, and this tells you where the slowness actually lives. Number 8, huge one this, procurement ROI, procurement return on investment. It's the value your team delivers versus what it actually costs to run. For example, if your team costs in terms of total overheads £1 million and you're delivering £5 million in terms of savings and added value, that's a ratio of 1 to 5 or 5 to 1. It's your headline metric when you're justifying budget, headcount or investment in tools. Build this into every annual review. If you can't show your return on investment, then it's very difficult to defend your budget. And most procurement teams are delivering significant return on investment, they're just not measuring it. And that's actually a big commercial own goal. Number 9, majority spend suppliers. And what this is suppliers account for the largest proportion of your spend. So it's looking at the Pareto view, where 80% of your spend typically comes from just 20% of your suppliers. This matters because these are your most important commercial relationships and they deserve the most attention. So know who your top 10 to 15 suppliers are by spend and make sure they're getting proactive relationship management, not just reactive firefighting. Most procurement teams know their bigger suppliers. Fewer have a formal program for managing those relationships strategically. Number 10, supplier compliance rates. And what this is it's the percentage of your suppliers who hold the certifications and accreditations you require. And why it matters, a supplier losing a key accreditation can create regulatory, security or reputational risk for your business overnight. Track this actively. Don't wait for a renewal to discover a supplier is no longer compliant. Compliance isn't just a procurement box to tick either. It's a risk that can land on the business if procurement isn't watching it. And number 11, my favorite, Maverick Spend. Spend that happens outside official procurement channels, purchases made without going through any kind of process. If a company's average non-compliant spend is at 28% with the worst departments hitting 40%, you know where there are pockets that need to be addressed, where the training needs to be focused on. Why it matters, Maverick Spend is invisible spend. It can't be tracked, negotiated or optimized. Identify the top departments for non-compliant spend and understand why it's happening. Perhaps your process is too slow, perhaps it's too complicated, perhaps you're just not understood. It's worth noting here, Maverick Spend isn't always deliberate. Sometimes people bypass procurement because it's easier, and that's actually a process problem, not just a compliance problem. Before I wrap up, if you're not already subscribed to Procure Bytes, my free weekly newsletter, I want to tell you about it. Every week I send practical procurement content, frameworks, career advice, commercial thinking directly to your inbox. No fluff, no filler, it's all there. The moment you sign up too, you get a free bundle of infographics like the ones that we've run through today, including this one in high resolution. The link is in the description. It takes 30 seconds to sign up and it's completely free. Those are the 11 metrics that give procurement a complete picture of its performance. You don't need a sophisticated tool to start tracking these, and in fact, in the world of AI now, there's so much technology that can help you to be able to report these effectively. All you need is some discipline and some visibility and a spreadsheet to get started, and then you can convert this into a really good summary chart. Let me know in the comments, what do you think matters most out of those 11, and is there anything else you'd add? I'll see you in the next video.